Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's that time. It's tarot time with Cindy, my friends. I've pulled out some cards to get ahead of the game here with you. Oh, this is an interesting story. And how would I describe this? So, I've pulled out cards here, and I have cards that are showing me your energy. I have cards that are showing me energies that are working in your favor here. And I also have cards that are not working in your favor. And you are sitting right now very quietly. You're not saying anything. It's really giving me this vibe like you are trying to camouflage. You are trying to be unnoticed in the corner. And the best way I would describe it, it's like, not to scare anyone, it's not scary, but what I'm about to say is the best way I can describe what your energy looks like to me, and also in terms of the other energies on the table. It's almost like you have walked into a haunted house and you've not been in this house before, but you recognize it when you're in it. And it's got this vibe like, I know, I've been here before, I know what I need to do. And it could be like a group of people were just, you and this group of people were just kind of walking around and a storm started brewing. And so, well, let's go into this house. I do want to say that it almost feels like something was kind of, the storm came around on purpose at that time so that you would go into the house. And there, in the situation, there may or may not be others around you. If there are others around you, they never been in this situation before, and they may be like, oh, what's over there? And like running into scary things and doing things like, you're like, no, I'm just going to go in the corner and I'm going to sit and I'm going to be quiet. I'm just going to be real quiet. This is your energy. You have the spider. You have silence and the spider. This is your energy. And the spider card is so interesting because it's recognizing that you yourself are a hunter. You know, there's things that you're looking for in life, things that you're going after. But it's also recognizing that while you are complacent and focused on something else, something can be focused on you. So that's why I kind of feel it's almost like you got your back in the corner, you got your back up against the corner, and you're not saying a thing. And you're just sitting. And you're watching what's going on. Because there's a storm brewing. Now, sorry, Larry and I were just having a cuddle and a kiss. Larry fluffing my mouth. So, the things that go on here when the camera's off, I tell you. This is the energy that is working in your favor. Okay? It's a tornado. It's a tornado. Now, as I'm saying that, because I know like messages were coming through when I was looking at this, and I knew more messages were going to come through as I start talking to you guys. I'm now getting this energy like you've spun a web here, and it's kind of like, you know what, this is a good opportunity where I find myself, it's still, there's a lot of flies coming around. There's still a good opportunity to kind of seize the day or get what I can here. But I need to do it very quietly and very strategically. Because it's funny, right? Like I said, it's almost like I didn't even have that vision of y'all, you or a bunch of people walking into a house because a storm. It was like, where's the house? Here's the house. Let's all run in there. But right, the storm, there it is. That's what's working in your favor. So it's actually good. Whatever position you find yourself in right now, it's good. It's guided by higher energies. It might not seem like it on the surface or readily, you know, when you first look at it there, because that seems pretty crazy and catastrophic. But the book also talks about there's higher information here. There's esoteric information. There's deep knowledge to be found here. You might even be finding some information here and you're not saying anything. Like, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to be quiet with this. Now, the energy that isn't working in your favor, okay, it's the stork and the past. It feels to me, it's like in some way that you reacted in the past. That's why I kind of led into this and said, I feel like you've walked into sort of like a haunted house or something, but it's familiar. It's almost like, okay, I've been through this before, and when I've done it, this is what's happened. It's giving me actually a really weird vibe here. It's kind of giving me like season 2 of the Squid Games. A little bit. Season 2 of the Squid Games. I don't want to give too much away. My son and I are waiting for more episodes to come out. But, right? I've been here before, done that. I know what's going to happen. Because you have a deeper information. You've been through this storm. You know exactly how to sit it out. Now, the other thing too, because the stork reminds me of something that's looking for the spider. I know it's probably hunting for fish. I wouldn't put it past the stork to, you know, if there was a spider kind of like floating across the water to grab it, right? Opportunistic to grab it. And that's the energy that comes in with me here. Because, you know, as you are the spider waiting for things to come in, there's also something, you know, hunting you. There's always something else. And there he is. Yeah, I put him in a spot. I was like, well, we can't cuddle all day. It's kind of giving me the vibe here. Last time I turned left and I should have turned right. Last time I said this and I shouldn't have said anything. Like you're going on some type of past experience here. It may not be exactly the same situation or scenario that you've had or that you were in the past. Like I said, it's weird. It's almost like it doesn't feel like the same haunted house. But you walk in and you're like, this house has a very similar layout to the one I was in when I was in that horror movie. And I know it's around the corner. I'm not going to go around the corner. No, I'm not going to go in the basement either. I'm actually going to go under the sink in the kitchen. I'm going to close the cupboard. I'm going to be real quiet. This storm, if there's a storm around you, it's because you're going to receive some type of higher knowledge. It also feels like, too, like kind of sit in patience. It's very patient energy, right? The spider on a web is just sitting there all day, just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and not moving a muscle, not saying a thing. I don't know what spiders say. They say anything. Now, the stork, even though it comes across to me in this reading as, you know, something that could be possibly trying to hunt you. Like it's, you know better, you just know better. You know better because of an experience in the past, because this is not working in your favor. Now, it could also be, the stork could be about new beginnings, and it could be about kind of like heralding a wonderful period here in your life. But I'm thinking, because it's not working in your favor, I'm thinking that you're weathering a storm of some sort. And it's not, I also feel that you know it's not in your best interest to just look at this with rose-colored glasses and everything will be okay. I think everything will be okay, but it won't be if you just look at it with rose-colored glasses. And there's an awful lot that you can learn. And there's also an awful lot of information that you already have to get yourself through something here, okay? The destruction, the tornado, the book of destruction. There could even be like something here that you are reading or studying. It is in your favor. It could be the end, coming to the end of that. I don't know. I want tarot with it. It's so intriguing. When I finished shuffling, we had the Scarab in the garden. So it almost feels like an illumination, possibly through a social event, a cheerful social event. Something from your past isn't working in your favor. And there's a part of me that feels like it also goes beyond, you know, how you reacted in the past. You're definitely working on more information than what you had before, in a scenario in your life that you've been in before. And you're sitting very still and very quietly. Oh, and then the star. Oh, that's interesting. Pyramids, key. I didn't even look at this. How did I not look at this? Where's it at? Okay, fountain. It starts with the fountain and the phoenix, the underline. This is feeling really, really good. This is feeling really, really good. This is having a rebirth after a difficult period. And then there's a letter. So I don't know if this letter causes a conflict between two people. Feeling really, really good. Having a moment of rebirth, rejoice. And then there's a letter. Whether you send out a letter or you receive some type of letter or information. But there's conflict in that letter. No, there isn't. This is feeling like it has something to do with the book. Like the key, the pyramids, and the star. There's redemption in this energy. There's information that is not accessible to most. You know, it's weird because in this reading, I'm seeing like other people in this haunted house, and it's like they're all running around, like doing this and doing that. Like they're kind of panicking. And you're facing a situation here that I feel like others haven't faced. You can't, like, you also, like, I don't want to say that you're also like being cruel to any of those people in that situation by not indicating, you know what, why don't you just come over here with me and stand against this wall with your back against it. Don't say anything, don't do anything. So, because they were like, are you crazy? If you just stand there, it's going to find you. I don't know. I don't, like, it feels very metaphorical. Like, I don't feel like any of you are in danger. It doesn't feel like that. But it just feels like when one first faces this situation, there may be some panic that happens. And I feel as though you've experienced that to some degree here. So you've experienced this panic in the past. And you know, if someone had told you, you know what, if you just stand against that wall with your back against it and don't move and don't say anything, nothing will happen. You'll be fine. Be like, that's fucking insane. Do you see how these shadows are moving in here? Do you see, I just heard someone scream downstairs. Something's coming. They're looking for it. So it's like, you know, there's no point in trying to, they have to learn themselves. They'll have to learn themselves. It could be a group, it could be someone else, or maybe there's no one else at all. I don't know, but I see like others in my mind's eye, I see others running around in this haunted house. It's like a big old Victorian house. I don't know if that specifically, it's funny that I would say that too, right? With this big old like skeleton type key, and we are talking about the past. You could even be in a situation here where you have some sort of past life experience and you're leaning onto that knowledge. You don't know why, your instinct is just telling you, this is how I need to go get through this situation, this is what I need to do. Whatever this experience is, whatever the knowledge is too that is, I feel like you're tapping into, or that is gifted to you through getting to past this experience, it's really, really deep cosmic information, like, sort of like the building blocks of life, and not just life on this planet even, with the pyramids and the star, like it feels like it could go beyond that. Like just the code of life. Okay, so you're the spider. I'm either going to make things more clear for myself in this reading or create more questions. We'll see. So, the spider. Let's watch the little cat bump. The spider. You're the spider. Oh, there's a lot of value here. You ain't sharing it. Look at that. The Four of Pentacles and the Empress. I feel like you're guarding something very powerful. You're hiding something very important. Silence. Shh. Wow, this reading is just... Every once in a while I get a reading where it's like I'm watching a movie going across my eyes. And this is one of those. Do you see how he's just like, it's almost like this combination here now looks like to me, like this character is telling her, shh, shh, don't say anything. It's like you've caught someone's eye who's running around in the haunted house. Don't move and don't say anything. It's almost too like, it's like, no, it's just doing this to get a reaction. If it gets a reaction, it'll see you. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in this story. But you are coming across here like you see. Now also, I want to say whoever or whatever you're indicating this to has a very high value. It's like, okay, you see you've made eye contact? And when I say there's something about this reading that reminds me, it's like the season 2 of Squid Games, because there is that, and you know, I think it's the first game, right, where it's this giant doll statue, and it's the green light, red light game. Go. Stop. Or red light. If anybody is moving at all, like the lasers hit them and then they get shot. And it's almost like it's reminding me of that scene in the movie because, well, still, I don't want to give too much away, but he does return to the game, the original winner, and he's like telling everybody, don't do that, don't move, don't. But see, here's the other thing. This is so much that. There's a very powerful metaphor in that because you've returned to something. You have been here before. You know how this plays out. You know what you need to do in this instance. 99% of people are not going to listen to you, right? Because he did try to explain to everybody, just don't move, don't move. So don't try to move behind it. If it says stop, just stop. And people are like, no, he's saying that because he wants to win. And you'd think, wow, no, I guess, yeah, they're not going to believe him. It also does not feel instinctively like that's the right move, to just sit still and be quiet. How am I going to succeed? Sit still and be quiet. It also, too, is like a bit of a hide and seek. I don't know. There's part of me that's wondering, is this something to do with like sort of darker cosmic forces flying around? Job layoffs, keep your head down and just do what you got to do. Don't make a stir. Don't be noticed. Just, if you're noticed, it means that there's something lacking, or they think you're trying to make a scene of yourself to prove that you need to be there. Like, yeah. Shh. You know the path forward to something. And it feels like, here's the other thing, because it feels like it's like instinctively not the right thing to do. And almost in a way too, maybe even, I don't know if guarantees, but pretty close to it, guarantees you coming out on the winning side here. So the book, the Strength card, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. Right? The Strength card is interesting. It's really giving me the vibe like that you're pulling off right now. Like just, shh, you and your lion, just be quiet. Just rub his head gently and he won't move. But there's the past, see? It's like you know this from the past, the Six of Cups. You've been here, you see it clearly. You know how, it's almost like how we can cooperate to get through this. And it is benefiting you. This is the energy that is benefiting you. What's the tornado? See, this is the storm. It's the Three of Cups and the King of Pentacles. right? That feels like a person. This is interesting because there was another point in the readings this week where there was an energy of, but it came across as the Queen of Swords in the reading. Somebody who was sort of like flying monkeys. The tornado feels like flying monkeys, right? Somebody here is in charge of something. They have flying monkeys. Just sit still and be quiet. Shh. Because the flying monkeys are around. So there could be some sort of narcissistic situation going on as well. I believe like flying monkeys, well, it's the Wizard of Oz. But some type of evil person. And I think, well, because narcissists, they just work in evil. I mean, they themselves are the flying monkeys of the devil, of dark energies, and then they incorporate other people to be their enablers and flying monkeys for them. That's what this tornado is. The King of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Okay, so then this is working in your benefit. Oh, I feel like it starts working against itself. They'll start fighting with each other. Interesting. They'll start fighting with each other. Now it's even taken me back here. Remember I said, even if it was like a job and they're laying people off and you're just keeping your head down and doing the best job that you can do. Because it's like it's not drawing attention to you. It's better just to sit and not draw attention to you. It's almost like if they're looking at a spreadsheet. If they're looking at who clocks in at what time and who clocks out. Who has, who's like, it's almost like there's certain numbers that they're looking for to jump out at them. And if you sit in a certain column or range of numbers, you don't jump out at all. That's a good thing. Like, it just feels like it's a good thing in this instance. And I also said, like, if you're, maybe trying to draw attention, or I'm going to bring the boss a coffee, I'm going to just, drop a little note, finish that report for you. It almost is like it puts something in that person's mind. Carter. Let me double check Carter's figures. Right? That person just drew attention to themselves. And then so he goes and looks and was like, oh. I want to say it's like Carter's numbers wouldn't be the numbers that would jump out, but they're pretty close. So now it's kind of like, I'm going to put a circle around that one. I don't know, right? And this is work. Just do your work and be quiet. Do your work and be quiet. Because this is the tornado. Something's coming through. I don't know also, like throwing the book at something. This is in your favor. It's working in your favor. Almost standing. It's almost like you are not in this. Or you know how to navigate it. You know exactly what you need to do. You need to keep your head down and you need to be quiet and you need to just get it done. And don't draw attention to yourself because these ones are drawing attention to themselves. And the King of Pentacles is looking at them. And that's the tornado, right? It's like allow this storm to be directed to others. That reminds me of the Pisces reading, right? Flourishing in the storm. I think that's something like that. Like they were flourishing in the storm. It was in their best interest to flourish in the storm. Let this King of Pentacles look at something else. Let this King of Pentacles get drawn over there. Interested in what they're doing. You just sit quiet. No. I'm so curious what the actual story is of this. I'm sure you're not in a haunted house. Maybe you are in a work situation. Stork. The stork is part of what's not getting in your favor. Ooh, the moon. The Five of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles and the Hermit. It's weird. When I first pulled those two cards out, with the stork in the past, it was like someone who was born in the past. Right? I mean, the person could be an adult now. But now with the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of coming through like that for me. This is not working in your favor, this energy over here. I want to see the past. Let me see the past. I'm kind of getting a vibe from this, but let me... Whoa. The King of Swords, the Devil, and the World. Okay, well, in the past, that's not working in your favor. How would that not work in someone's favor? It's got to be connected more to the stork. There's something that went on here with this stork energy. There's illusions, there's lack, there's feels even like financial constraint. It could be around a child. Something to do with Virgo. Trying to draw. Okay, you know how I'm getting this? Whoever ended something for you in the past, that's not going to help you right now. I don't know what it's about. Some type of codependent energy, toxic situation in the shadows. Could also be, right, I said this haunted house. There's shadows, there's movement, everybody just stands still. It was like, oh my God, look at it, she looks crazy, oh my God. But you're like, don't move and don't say anything. Right? And then I want to say it's almost like then you can see the value of possibly something in front of you that you couldn't before, because there was too much shadow, there was too much illusion, there was too much toxicity around in a situation. I do feel like you're going to be reliving something here. And you know exactly what you need to do to get through this. You've done this before. You just keep your head down, you do what you got to do, and you quiet. Okay? That's what you got to do. The Five of Wands, the Fool. Oh, that's interesting. That just there right there is me just walking into the haunted house for the first time. Just like, oh my God, what did I just walk into? It takes us to the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, though. Could be walking out of the haunted house, making it through, feeling really good. Spirit's got a plan, though. The Seven of Pentacles with the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. Then it's almost like when we're busy making plans, God is creating life. Or doing like, what is that saying? Life happens when we're busy making plans. That's what this is. Like all of a sudden something changes. And it is. It's like this storm comes in. Like, whoa, that was unexpected. Okay, I know what to do here. You do. And do it. And I do feel like there could be others here who are drawing attention to themselves, and that doesn't feel that's not the best thing. That's in your favor. That's actually in your favor. Let the attention be drawn over there. Also, if whoever or whatever ended something for you in the past, that is not going to work in your favor at this time. So it's almost, again, it's a little bit like Squid Game Season 2, where not all the games are exactly the same. So it's not necessarily what you thought was the next game is what it's going to be. Gosh. Okay, I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to ask, what is the unknown factor that none of these energies would know about the other? Because some of these might be people, could be places or situations. But I'm going to ask that in the extended. Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.